dysfunctional of that. What I have here is an IMER Concrete mixer. This thing is old. I looked up the serial number and was unable to find anything on it. And the book says if you need parts, contact the dealer, they'll send you the right part. Well, I have tried that. I've contacted multiple people in state and multiple people out of state, and I can get no assistance. As you can see, the electrical box over all these years has deteriorated, and I have a new box in that package that I'll be installing shortly. On top of that, the shear pin, which is that right there, is gone, and I've got to remove that and replace it. Not sure of the exact dimensions of it. I'm going to be driving that out with a hammer momentarily, and I will be putting a new pin in and replacing this box. And I'll show you this step by step as I go. I am not sure when I bought this. I think it was around 1990 to 1991. If it was before that, I'm not really sure. But it still works. In fact, I used it not very long ago to do the lowball contractor videos on extending the rails for my sawmill. And I'm getting ready to use it again. It's a good unit. I definitely recommend it. But their customer service is absolutely abysmal, horrible, and I cannot say enough bad about it. So let's drive that pin out and get started. Pin's coming out real easy, but this diameter's wrong. I'm going to have to get something slightly smaller. So it's a threaded bolt that's in there, and that makes replacement very easy. In fact, I could just flip this around and nail this back through to the proper length, but I'm going to go ahead and replace it. I will save this top piece right here to use as a, no I won't either. I was going to save it as a template to put this all back together. I'm going to copy down all these numbers so that I know what any of this is in case it ever breaks. I'm going to be also replacing this rocker switch. So I'm going to get a trash bag since this is falling apart and make all that happen. The way this thing is made, it has this diaphragm right up here. This prevents water from getting into the motor. So I can use this as a template. But what I have to be able to do is get these wires through this to get back into my new weatherproof box and then put down on here. And I'll be putting a bead of silicone on this as well. I have a tool and I can remove these and slide them through. This ground wire is going to have to be cut and reattached. Everything else that I have to remove to get this off go through these type of connectors right here. I can just unscrew them, slide it off, put this back in, and continue from there. On this, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I've labeled the colors as to where they go so that when I pull this out, I can reinstall it correctly. There's another piece on here, which is right down here, and these are two white wires. If they have a polarity difference, I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and mark one with a stripe and put a stripe on this, and then I'll match them back up exactly as it was. The switch, really what's messed up on this switch is this cover, and rather than replace the switch, I can go ahead and just put this switch inside the box, open it, turn it on, close the box, go back to work. It'll be just fine. The gland packing here, turns out this was part of the molded case, and to replace this, well, you can't replace this. You have to cut all these cords, which is not going to be a big deal. But I do have some gland packings, so I can drill a new hole, put a new gland packing in there, slide this one connection out to get this back through the gland packing that I'm going to put in the box, and then I'll be back in business. And this should take a little while because I've got to go get the tools to take this apart. I got to write everything down to make sure that I don't screw something up, and then get it all back together.